now tuned in. What's up with this mic? Check one, two, check one, two. Here we go. You are now tuned in to another episode of This is the Way Radio, broadcasting live from Northeast Los Angeles. Live from LA HOTBOX Studios. Broadcasting live exclusively for diggingdaily.com. And as always, we got special guests inside the studio. Today is no exception. I want to give a proper introduction. This is the first time we're getting a photographer in studio. So I'm going to let her introduce herself. But who do we got in studio today?
Stella Renee.
Welcome to diggingdaily.com.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt. Let's get this interview started right. For those that don't know and those that need to know, who is Stella Renee?
Stella Renee, well, that's my alter ego. I'm a photographer and pinup model. My name is LaTanya.
Word.
But Stella Renee is my pinup and my alter ego.
Interesting. So let me ask you this: you're a photographer, but then you're also a model.
Yes.
What came first?
Modeling first, and then I got heavy into photography.
Interesting. We're gonna ask a little bit more about that, but let me ask you this: modeling. What got you? What was the thing about modeling that got you into it?
So growing up, my dad, he always had us in front of the camera, always wanted us to, take pictures, and he was pushing, I think back in the day, they used to have this thing called Barbizon modeling.
Okay.
And he was pushing for me to do that.
Interesting.
But it just wasn't something for me at the time. So I started messing with the cameras at an early age, because he would always get the latest and greatest gadgets.
Really?
Yeah.
So what about the photography aspect from being a model? Because I know that with modeling, I mean, from my experience, and maybe my experience is different from your experience, but usually with models, they always want to be in front of the camera, never behind it. What was it for you that said, like, let me get behind that camera and do something different that other photographers ain't doing?
I'm not much of an attention seeker. Yeah. So
really?
Yeah. No.
So then why become a pinup model?
Well, we'll get into that.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But so get into it.
Okay, so basically, I was like I said, I'm a photographer, so I would go to like these photo meetups. They would have photo meetups with photographers and models, basically to help build portfolios.
Word.
I show up with Dickie overalls, my Chucks, my bandana wrapped around my head, just chilling.
Uh-huh.
Got my camera in hand, and these photographers thought I was a model there to model for them.
Interesting.
And I was like, no, like literally I have my camera. I'm like, no, I'm a photographer. And they're like, come on, let's just, we like your look. Let's, let me take a few shots. So I was like, all right, just hurry up and just do it. Because prior to that also too, I'm a self-portrait photographer. So
interesting. So
yeah.
Explain for those that don't know, what is a self-portrait
Self-portrait photographer. Basically, I take my own photos. Set the tripod up, set the camera up, set the timer, and I just, pose and just be creative in front of the camera. Either be different backgrounds, different looks, wigs, makeup, clothing. I felt more comfortable taking my own pictures. So that's how the self-portrait photography came into play.
Nice.
Yeah. So I went to this meetup, the photographers, they were taking my photo. And I just, was like, it's not my thing. But I went ahead and let them do it. So when I got the pictures back, actually one photo went viral. It was the organizer of the event said when photographer turned model. So
right.
That's where it kind of
steamrolled.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
That's crazy.
And then from that, because of the look, it was like, a very retro vintage type of look.
Uh-huh.
I met up with some women called Retro Ladies, and they would have photo meetups, and we would go to meet up at a place, and they would have a row of just classic cars, and
Yeah.
we would go and we would take pictures. But then, probably midway through the meetup, I would change and I would be the photographer. Um, so, so then that's how I got known as, oh, you're the photographer slash model.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Let me ask you this: what of modeling did you like best about modeling?
You know what? Because I'm an introvert, really.
Really?
So I think I just had to tap into getting out of my comfort, and so that kind of helped me get out of my comfort zone. And I don't know, I felt empowered, and
That's dope.
yeah. So
That's dope. That's dope.
So I'm very selective though on my photographers.
Okay, in that aspect, how would someone be selective of their photographers compared to people that I guess would just? Because I'm not a model.
Yeah.
I don't look like a model. I don't know shit about modeling. But I'm curious.
Well-
You're selective. What's the difference between someone that's selective and someone that's not selective?
So when you're out there, there's a lot of photographers out there, and there's a lot of people that say they're photographers.
Yeah.
Some do it for personal, some do it for magazines, some do it for pleasure, just to have it. Some do it because that's their passion and they love it. So you just got to be careful and mindful on who you spend your time with as far as shooting with, because not everybody. I heard some not good stories from
Yeah.
my fellow pinup models that just didn't have a good experience with a photographer.
Crazy.
So you
That
just
sucks.
you just gotta be careful.
Now you say pinup, and I know what pinup is, but for those that are not aware, what is a pinup model?
Pinup model, it ranges from like 19. I'll say any era, like 19. I like mine's is 1940s, 1950s type of vibe.
Yeah.
The Rosie Riveter type of look. That's what I go for as well.
Word.
So there's pinup where they, for me, I'm classy dressed. I don't. There's pinups that show, a lot of skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Word up.
Yeah.
What was your in your modeling stage?
Mhm.
What was your best photo shoot?
When I made a cover, and I had photographed with a very well-known family called the Tovar family. They have like amazing classic cars that they do as a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I photoed with one of their cars, and I made a cover of Hot Rod and Pinup magazine.
Let me ask you this: being a model and then being able to be on a magazine cover, like, what does that do for you? Like, why would you not be like, oh, I want to just keep pursuing modeling? And I know you say you're an introvert and you want to get behind it, but I see some women seeing that as an opportunity to be like, okay, let me just keep going further with it. What was it that?
I guess I for me it's the attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
It's too much.
I
huh?
think for me what I get for is like I mark it off my bucket list. Like I
Okay.
did it, done it, okay, on to the next. That's kind of my mentality of it.
Word.
I don't take it to heart, like most people. And there is, the pinup world, it's competitive. And I think that's the other part that I don't like about it for
Okay.
myself.
Yeah.
I don't like to be in competition with anybody else. I don't like to compete with anybody else. I'm more of an uplifter,
Yeah.
They call me the hypest woman out there because I hype up the ladies, especially women that never photographed before, because they see me.
Yeah.
And when I tell them, where my background, where I come from, and I tell them they could do it, and then when I bring that out in them, that's where I get my pleasure from.
Word.
Yeah.
Word. When you finally decided to start taking pictures and you picked up the camera, what was some of the routines that you had to train yourself that now looking back you're like, oh man, I should have done this differently, or I should have done that differently?
I think learning my camera. Well, first I had to learn my camera, and I think that's also how the self-portrait came into play too. 'Cause
Okay.
I was trying to learn, my camera, the settings, the lighting, composition, the poses, the looks,
Yeah.
and then going out there and just seeing what catches my eye. Because and people know when I'm out there with my camera, I'm in a zone.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't approach me because I have like this serious face when I'm out there. So a
Yeah.
lot of people don't approach me. But once they see my camera down and I'm laughing, smiling, talking to other people, then, I get people that follow me, approach me, and, talk and whatnot, share ideas, talk about collabing,
Yeah.
So.
Nice. With everything that you talked about, everything you've done is self-taught.
I went to school as well, but later found out school wasn't really for me. So
Word.
I just went ahead and just continued to, be self-taught.
When learning your camera, what do you feel are some of the best cameras out there that photographers should be using? We ask those questions right here at diggingdaily.com.
Yes. You know what? For me, I started off with a film camera, and then later on to DSLR. Right now, my camera, my go-to camera right now is a Canon R6 mirrorless Mark II.
Okay.
That's my camera right now. I'm loving that camera right now.
What about that camera do you like?
The way the way it captures the pictures, and for me, I'm just a Canon girl.
Yeah.
So I just like how Canon has their settings, in perfect place on the camera. I'm used to it, so
Yeah.
I guess it's my comfort.
Word.
But I see people out there shooting with Sony, Nikon, and they're all amazing. It depends on the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you empower women and you bring out the best of them or make them comfortable. What are some of the things you feel photographers don't do to help a woman feel comfortable?
Talking to them and basically like just being patient with them and being calm with them. Like a lot of them are probably like some rush because it's on time limits.
Yeah.
For me, if it's your first time shooting, never been in front of the camera, you could tell, you'll notice in the picture. So my job is to just make you as comfortable as possible and show you that fierce woman.
Nice.
And empower you and show you have that confidence, and I bring that out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. For you being a photographer, is there? I know as a model you preferred pinup.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a style or a certain type of shoot you like doing when it comes to your photography? Like there's some people that I have a homeboy that does photography. He likes taking like random street photos. Some people take photos like gang culture. Some other photographers will do like street stuff like graffiti, things like that. Is there a certain style or a certain look that attracts you that you like to be a part of?
Well, I think also too where I got into the cars. Well, my dad was a mechanic, so
Okay.
cars always been a part of my life. But when I went to my first Zoot Suit riot cruise, and I saw all the cars going down Broadway in downtown LA, that right there, if I could only take those pictures, I probably would.
Really?
Yeah.
What about the culture brings that out of you that you just like it?
I find peace in it.
Really?
Yeah. I think I find peace in it. I see, the hard work and effort that, these car owners put into their cars, the love, and then to see it down Broadway in these old historic buildings and people just like looking at them and just in awe because, around that time when the Zoot Suit cruise go down Broadway, it's like up and down.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing view, sight. Last year I was able to ride in a classic, very nice classic car.
Nice.
And it was a great experience. So I got to be able to see it inside the car instead of outside.
Nice. How do you feel with photography? Is it, I don't know, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but is it a male-dominated field? Are there now being more women that are coming into the trade and getting their chance to get their shine? How is it in that scene? Because like for me, I'm not familiar with it. I know that photographers usually from what I've seen, it's always male. So I'm assuming that it's a male-dominated field. Is that the state of photography right now?
It's male dominated, but I'm now you're seeing a lot of females coming through. A
Okay.
lot of strong, talented females out there.
Who are some of the females in the scene right now that you could actually say like, yeah, they're on point with it right now, aside from yourself?
Well, I still feel like I'm still learning a lot, and people say that I'm out there, but for me, I guess my humble soul is like, oh,
But you know
I'm
what?
getting there.
No, you know what though? That's dope though, because a lot of people when they say like, "Oh yeah, I'm the shit, I'm the best," it's like if you really have a passion for something, you're never fully gonna 100% know everything
Right,
about it because
right.
there's always something more you have to learn. So the fact
So
that you
true.
said that, that's beautiful. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
When I do my self portraits or when I get self portraits, I'm gonna go to you now.
Yes, I'm the person for you.
There.
I'm gonna bring it out.
You'd be like, "Smile, show, smile. Come on, show to the left."
Show your stuff.
But who are some of the females right now holding it down in the photography scene?
Photo Rebel, her name Tere. She's an amazing photographer, and I met her at my first Zoot Suit Riot cruise, and I remember just seeing her, and because I was following her, and I saw her there, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my time to like approach her and talk to her, and it was this amazing LA photographer. His name is Bob Burnell. He caught a picture of me and her communicating, and
Nice.
me and her, I'm like all cheesing, and so our thing is now every like so often on Flash, Throwback Friday or Thursday,
Yeah.
I'll post that picture and say, dang, our asses was cheesing for real meeting each other for the first time. But
Word up.
she's amazing. D Photography, she's out in San Bernardino. She's amazing. Jessie Photography, another female photographer. Actually, in March, I think it's March 10th.
March
Yeah.
10th, yeah.
It's a group of female photographers, female car
Dia
owners.
Dia de la Mujer.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
It's an event. Talk about it.
yes. It's going down in Garcia Center for the Arts in San Bernardino, and it's going to be displaying my work as well as other female photographers. Also, female car owners are going to be there.
Nice.
It's going to be a really good event, just empowering women.
Nice.
Female artists, female vendors. So that I can't wait for that right there. It's
Nice.
just about women empowering.
How many pieces do you get a chance for instance, that event on March 10th? How many pieces do you get to put up, or how does it work for you or for the participants in the event?
So they base it off like the space, how much space they give each artist. So you just kind of fit as much as you can in that space.
How many pictures in that event, or how many pictures in the gallery you're gonna put up?
Well, I have starting next month. I'm grinding on new material since it's a women based event. I'm doing some things, so some
Well,
new things.
interesting.
Yeah.
Nice. You got a whole plan for that event, huh?
Yes.
But before that, you do have an event on January 6th, right? Two Kings Together.
Yes. So January 6th at Yoba Linda Regional Park. It's called the Two Kings. Basically, it's the Cadillac Kings and the Suicide Kings. It's the Lincoln Car Club.
Nice.
Amazing people, amazing cars. They're going to be there at Yoba Linda Regional Park, and I'll be there to capturing the amazing cars that are rolling in and just having a good time with the people there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. When you do an event like that, is there certain aspects of photography that you're gonna focus in on directly when you're doing that?
That right there is all about the cars.
Okay.
When I go there, it's about the cars. But um, of course, if I see, you know, some some people that I find interesting, I'll be like, hey, let me take your picture. So, but most of the time too, it's if I see like the women, the wives of the car owners,
Yeah.
because most of the time you never really see the wives of the car owners take pictures with their cars. I'll probably get them,
Nice.
like build them up and take their pictures.
That's what's up. That's what's up. How long have you been doing photography, if you could put it in years?
So, dang, you're gonna age me.
No, I'm not. I'm not gonna age you. I'm not saying anything. I just said years in photography. I didn't say how old are you. If you say 20 years, you could be 25 years old.
Okay.
You could be 30. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'll say, you know, it's in the 20s. You know.
Word up. Okay.
Well, you know, basically, you know, starting with my kids, taking pictures of my kids. So my first camera was a film camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I would take pictures of my kids, take pictures of, you know, whatever caught my eye. And I was going through like rolls of film.
Yeah.
So my husband was like, man, this is getting expensive. So he ended up upgrading me to a DSLR camera, digital camera.
Mm-hmm.
And then he would see my stuff and he'd be like, man, you know, pretty good, especially when I started doing like the self-portrait.
Yeah.
And then I started doing our family portrait. I started doing self-portrait of our family. So I would like scout places and be like, okay, this is what we're wearing. This is the time we're going. Let's knock this out.
Yeah.
So I would set everybody up, set my tripod up, set the timer, and run into place in the you know, take the picture. And then I would give them out as like New Year's cards or holiday cards,
Yeah,
and people
that's dope.
started saying, "Who's taking your family photo?" Like, you know, give me the info. And I'm like, me. And they're like, how? I'm like, tripod and timer. What you talking about? So then from there came to people wanting me to take their family photos. So I would take their family photos, and then it went to graduation photos, birthday photos, you know, weddings,
Yeah.
quinceañeras, you name it. I was like, okay, I'll do it, you know.
Yeah. You still doing all those events now, or?
No.
I was gonna be like, cause my daughter has a quinceañera in like 7 years, so let me book you now.
you know, I'm a creative person, so I like to be on the creative side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found that doing parties, yeah, it's not really for me. No.
Word up.
I mean, I'll do it if you really need me to.
I really need you to take those photos for my daughter. I really do.
But
I'm gonna tell Herc too. Every year I'm gonna tell Herc every year. Hey Herc, in 6 years. Herc, in 5 years. Tell your cousin in 4 years.
yeah, you know, we'll see when that time comes how I'm feeling.
You know, I think you're feeling really positive about doing that.
Keep hope alive, right?
There we go. That's what's up. When you pick your scenes, what is it? Color you're looking for? Is it like dimensions, or diagonally this is gonna look good? Like, what is it that when you're looking at something that is just like, okay, this is what catches my eye?
I like to say is that when I see it, I know.
Damn. All right. That's
Yeah,
fair. That's fair.
And I think, you know, but you know, when you're around other photographers, and like I love. And this is one thing people can say about me is I support everybody.
Word. Okay.
I share, I support, I buy their merch, you know, I support their merch. Hey, there's no hate or jealousy, nothing from me. Like, I'm a supporter.
Yeah.
You ask anybody, that's what they say. Yep, Stella is a supporter.
That's what's up.
So when I meet these photographers that I'm just like love their work, like I pick their brain, you know, and vice versa. And what was the question?
We're gonna switch up questions.
Switch up question.
Let me ask this question: what was the worst photo shoot you ever did?
The worst?
The worst, where you're like, son of a bitch, what am I doing?
my cousin's like his photo shoot.
Well,
That was on a whim too.
with Herc.
Yeah.
Oh, Herc's a hard motherfucker to bring out the beauty in. So hey, it might have been horrible for you, but it was beautiful for Herc.
That shit was kind of hard, but no, we went through it.
Word.
We need a redo.
There it is. You just right there, Herc. Lock it in. Lock it in. She's feeling positive about it. Get her now before she blows up.
I'm feeling positive about it. It's that Martinez thing.
Yeah, she's a lot more positive about doing Herc's photo shoot than my daughter's quinceañera in 7 years. But it's all good.
Hey, that's creative. You know, I could be creative.
Is there something you do differently for every shoot? Like, for instance, with cars, you said you're focusing on the cars, but like if you're working with an artist, like an MC, what do you do differently for that compared to just a pinup shoot, compared to just a family portrait shoot? I mean, the list goes on and on.
You know what? I think with that, like brainstorming, like collabing, like coming together, like what is it that they want,
Yeah.
you know, and then us both finding a way to bring it out.
Okay.
I think that's, you know, we got to work together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I actually think that's really dope. But a lot of people sometimes, because they have the power of the photo, they kind of be like, nah, it's going to be what I want, and you just get whatever I give you. But that's cool that you're willing to collab.
You know, but see, because, you know, I've been on that other side where I, you know, photograph and I'm like, oh, I didn't like that edit. Why? You know.
Yeah.
So I would like, you know, as for me, you know, with whoever I'm taking a photo of, like, well, what do you like about this? You know, are you cool with this? You know.
Yeah.
Or then sometimes they're like, you know what, be free with it, do what you want, and so I go, you know, I do what I do.
In the photography, when you take your pictures, and I know you're working with digital now, do you retouch up photos?
It depends.
It
depends on, like for instance, the ladies. You know, for me, I don't want, you know, big old pimple showing, you know, so I'm gonna clean it up, where most photographers, they, you know, some don't. Kind of even out the skin a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it depends. That's why I say it depends. Depends on if I have to or not.
When you were actually working off of film, you were taking your husband was taking the film to get developed. You never got into the development of the photo yourself, like a red room and all that.
No, that's
a dark
something
room
that I still want to. I mean, there's like a lot of things that I still want to do.
Like
that,
what?
That's something that I want to do. Developing part. Shoot, I want to try this podcast type of thing. We're gonna have to talk.
maybe. It depends. It depends if I'm. What did you say about my daughter's continue?
Oh snap! Okay, look, we gonna work something out. We gonna work something out.
Oh, now we want to work. No,
what,
now
what
we
day?
can collab. Now we can collab.
What day was it?
No, I'm just playing.
Let's make it do what it do.
So, developing, podcasting.
Developing, you know,
what else do you want to do?
I think more so in being more creative, like as far as like just the backgrounds. I had, you know, so my father passed away, so I found a airbrush machine inside his stuff when I was cleaning out his storage. So that's something else that I want to see if I could do, because you know, growing up in school, I was in art class.
Yeah.
And I remember, you know, I would excel at it, and my stuff would show up at, you know, because I grew up in Long Beach, so stuff at City Hall, they would display the stuff at City Hall, or display the stuff, you know, in the hallways. So I thought, you know, back then I was like, dang, yeah, I'm doing something. Yeah. So I want to like get in tune with that again, with the art part.
Word
you know, learn how to use that airbrush machine.
Yeah.
Clay. Right now I've been doing textured art with like plaster and stuff on canvas.
Oh, interesting.
And that is very soothing.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So just, you know, just being more artistic.
Nice. That's dope. Someone once told me, one of my buddies, he does photography just as like a hobby, but he was saying that some people have it and some people don't. Is that true? Like, you have to have that eye to take a picture, or is it something that really, if I just buy a dope ass camera and just play with it for a while?
You know what?
We ask those hard questions right here at digdaily.com.
You
This is the Way Radio,
do.
broadcasting live from Northeast Los Angeles, live from HOTBOX Studios. And
Hey
back to
now.
Stella Renee.
Yes. Yeah. Uh, I mean, I see photographers out. Well, I'm gonna say they call them photographers with some like expensive hitters. You know,
Yeah.
the cameras are like mad expensive, mad lenses. You know, and their photos are not all that. Yeah. So it's
Interesting.
definitely the eye. You have to have the eye for it. I feel.
Word.
I mean, there's people out there, they could have the most expensive camera and it just doesn't do any. Well, for me, it doesn't do nothing for me.
Word up. What do you want to do with your photography? What's the long-term goal, or where do you see yourself 10 years from now with your photography?
Good question. Well, you know what? First of all, photography is my peace. It brings peace and it brings me joy, because I work with the public on my, how I finance my future.
Yeah.
I work with the public, so I need something to keep me at peace and keep me sane.
Nice. Yeah, you need that balance.
Yeah, so it's my balance. So, hey, sky's the limit from here.
Word up.
2024 is coming. I'm pushing myself more out there, getting more out of my comfort zone. So we shall see.
Nice.
hmm
Before we close out, you want to give any shout-outs?
Oh, shout out to my homegirl Arlene that came with me.
Big up Arlene.
Cousin Herc.
Big Hurt.
Hurt. Big Hurt.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa. You, of course. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, no doubt. Thank you for coming through.
And all the female photographers and male photographers that are listening, continue to do what you do, and let's get it. 2024 is coming.
Let me ask you this. Any advice for upcoming models, photographers? If you can give them any advice from anything you've learned over the years that you feel is the most important, what advice would you give them?
Go off your instinct, your gut instinct, your intuition. It never stirs you wrong.
Word up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to say thank you for coming through. This is the first interview I've had the pleasure of doing with a photographer/model. We had a chance to do an actress, which that was interesting. That was the first time doing that, but this is dope that we had a photographer/model come in, and I appreciate you for coming through and breaking us off with some knowledge and enlightening our audience with some of the cool things that you get to do as a photographer.
Well, thank you for having me.
No doubt. Stella Renee. Make sure you guys check her out on Instagram. It's at Stella Renee. Right, Stella Renee?
Yes. STELLARRENEE_photo FOTO.
Yes, make sure you guys check her out on Instagram. And then also, too, don't forget, January 6th, she's going to be at the Two Kings event taking photos. So make sure you guys swing by there if you want to check out some dope Lincolns or Cadillacs. But then also, too, on March 10th, make sure you check her out. Dia de la Mujer, going down at Garcia Center of the Arts in San Bernardino. It's an all-female art show with artists, car show, all-female. Go out there, check it out. She's gonna have she's gonna have some exclusive stuff up there, like you said, because you're working on something different.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys stop by and check that out. And then, do you sell any of your pictures right now, or is it just?
Yeah. So I sell prints. So when I do the events, I put up prints that I think people would like, and I get a lot of comments, and so I print those up and I sell them.
Nice. Do you? If people wanted to get at you for something they like, they can get at you on Instagram to purchase that?
Yes.
There it is right there. Make sure if you guys see her artwork, or you're going through her Instagram handle and you're looking at some of the photos, if you see something you like, buy it. Support it.
Hit me up.
Let her know. Tell her you saw the interview right here on digdaily.com. Thank you very much for coming through. I really do appreciate you coming through, Stella Renee. Hopefully in 5 years from now, we get you in studio again right before my daughter's quinceañera. And we make sure that
we gotta talk.
No, but good luck with your photography. I'm glad that it brings you peace of mind. I'm glad it's your balance that it's your balanced creative side that gives you that peace. So I'm glad that you have that. Not a lot of people have an outlet to do that. So I'm glad you found yours. And I wish you nothing but success. You gotta hook us up with some prints for the studio.
I got you.
No, there it is.
I'm
You
already
got it.
looking. I'm already looking.
Word up, word up. And with that being said, this has been another episode of This Is The Way Radio, broadcasting live from Northeast Los Angeles, live from LA HOTBOX Studios. We are the freshest. We are the dopest. We are the one and only. DiggingDaily.com. Peace.